Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So today we have a rematch against Viradu, good competitive battler we got off of Discord. So yeah, this is our second game here on Scarlet and Violet. So as you can see there, his team on the side looks to be very strong, very well balanced. Very good looking. Looking at my team, it is going to be the same one that I've been using the past several games here. So, what do I want to lead with in this one is the question. I think we're going to go with the Slitherwing in this one, actually. Seems to be a relatively decent matchup against what he has going on. And so yeah, we'll go ahead and see how that works out. While he's still making his selection there. So, there we go. So yeah, in our last game with this guy, we weren't really able to get much of anywhere, so hopefully we can go ahead and get somewhere this time. So there he is, and he's going to go ahead and lead with the Espeon. So that is actually perfect for us with the Slitherwing lead. So we could definitely just go straight for a first impressions and take this thing out if he does stay in. Now, I really don't expect him to stay in on this matchup. He has to know the first impressions is coming. The only question is, how risky do we want to be right now? Because if we overpredict, he could definitely catch us here, and we could lose Slitherwing. So this is going to be a really tough judgment call right out of the gate, actually. We are choice band locked, so we're going to have to lock into whatever we do. I feel like we should make the safe play first and go for the first impressions, and indeed he is not going to want to stay in, so we should have played it a little riskier, but didn't want to do it. So he's going to go ahead and switch into the Quagsire. So we are going to hit this thing with a choice band first impressions, and that is going to do a lot of damage to this thing, knocking it down below half. We take the Rocky Helmet damage, and he's probably going to assume that we're choice based on that damage output. So at this point, I think we have a couple different options, but I think the one we're going to choose is we're going to go... How do we want to play this here? I think we're actually going to go into the mouse hold here, because he's probably going to anticipate our choice band at this point. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and go to the mouse hold here, and if he decides to set up, we should be able to get rid of that. So we come in with that. He is just going to go for the recover, unfortunately. So that's going to go ahead and heal him back up to almost full there, which does suck. That kind of mitigates all the damage we did. So now the only question becomes, how do we want to play this? So he definitely has a lot of solid switches to the mouse hold. We could take this opportunity to try to set up on him. I kind of want to do that, but at the same time, he definitely knows the Bullet Seed could be coming. So this is going to be another tough judgment call for us right out of the gate here. It's a little early to set up the sweep. I don't think we'd be able to get that going, but let's just go for the tidy up and see what happens. He's probably not going to want to stay in, but he actually does stay in, so that's interesting. So we get the tidy up, and that's going to go ahead and give us that attack and speed increase. As what is he going to do here? He's going to go for the Stealth Rock in return, so he's going to get that entry hazard set up on us. So there's that. So yeah, we could definitely go for another tidy up here to get rid of those Stealth Rocks. That is a possibility. I kind of want to do that. I feel like we should probably be able to take an attack from this thing, even though Mousehold does not have the best defenses. So yeah, I think we're going to do that. We're going to go for another tidy up here as he stays in. Hopefully the greed does not come back to bite us. But we do get rid of the Stealth Rocks at least, so that's going to be important regardless. We do get up to +2 attack and speed here, so We'll see what he wants to do. He's going to go for a Toxic, so that is going to limit our time in play here, which is okay. We are badly poisoned, which is fine, and then we are going to take the Toxic damage here, so he could definitely be carrying Protect, but I definitely don't want to take that chance this turn. We're going to go on the offense with the Bullet Seed for sure. If he stays in, it should definitely take him out from +2, even if we get minimal hits on it, but we'll see how he wants to play this here. But yeah, Mousehold's looking pretty decent here. Want to get it to do something, so hopefully it can. And at +2 attack and speed, even though we are on a timer with the poison, it should be able to do something. But he's actually going to go ahead and Terrasilize, so that's interesting. And he's going to go into a poison type, so that's also interesting. So he's got the Poison Terra, so that's bad news for us. We're going to go for the Bullet Seed here, and that's going to do next to nothing to this thing, actually, so that's kind of revealing that he is unaware. We are going to hit how many times on the Bullet Seed? We are going to get the full 5 hits, so that's actually pretty nice, but even so, that does next to nothing to this thing, unfortunately, as he's going to go for a Surf in return. That reveals to be his only attacking move, and that's going to chip us down by a little bit, so the poison going to take its toll here, knocking us down to about half. So I think based on that damage output, we probably have to switch out here because we know he's Rocky Helmet, unfortunately, and so the Population Bomb is going to knock us out if we actually go for it. So he may well recover this turn, but I think we really just have to switch. So we're going to go ahead and switch to the Florges here. Unfortunately, Mousehold's not going to get to do what we wanted it to right now, but that's okay. So we're going to come in with the Florges here, and he's going to just go ahead and set the Stealth Rock back up, which is unfortunate, but there's not much we can do about that. So yeah, in this situation, we could start setting up Calm Minds, but there's really no point because he is unaware, which is the more common set. So we kind of should have figured that, but it is what it is. So we're just going to go, I think, straight for the Psychic here on this thing, trying to get as much damage as possible. If he stays in, it may KO him, but unfortunately he's not going to stay in. So what is he going to switch into here? It is going to be the Espeon. So he comes in with that, we go for the Psychic, and that is going to do a little chip to the Espeon, which is not terrible, but yeah, now we have to decide what we want to do to this thing. So I kind of don't really want to start the Calm Mind War again with Florges. Not really sure what he's going to want to do. So I think we just go for the Moon Blast here. I don't know what this thing can really or will really do to us, but we're just going to go for a Moon Blast here, see what he wants to do. He's going to go for the Reflect, which is a little unfortunate. That's going to give him attack increase against physical moves. We go for the Moon Blast. That's going to knock this thing right down to about 1/4 HP, which is nice. So he shouldn't be able to take another one of those. Even if he does set up the light screen, he might not be able to take another one of those. So yeah, now we have to decide how we want to play this. I think we just probably, I mean, we could start setting up with Florges, that's always an option. He's revealed to be, looks like he's dual screen, so he's probably not Trick. So let's just go for the Calm Mind this turn, as he does indeed just go for the light screen, so that's going to get special defense increase for his Pokemon as well. He's probably Light Clay, so that's going to last for a bazillion turns, as we do go for the Calm Mind, so that's going to give us a special attack and special defense increase, which is always nice. So at this point, I think we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to Moon Blast again. We're at +1. We don't want to get greedy, especially when he pretty much has all his Pokemon intact at this point. So we're just going to Moon Blast him again, see what he wants to do. If he stays in, it should definitely finish the Espeon off. If he switches out, it might get some decent damage on something. So he does switch the Espeon out, and he's going to go ahead and come in with the Mimikyu. So that's unfortunate. We do go for the Moon Blast, though, which is definitely going to break this thing's disguise, obviously, which is nice. So, yeah, now the question becomes, how do we want to handle this thing? At +1, the light screen and reflect is negated. for Florges, so we could definitely, I'm not sure if a Moonblast will take this thing out or not, but I think the best option we really have at this point is just to go for it, so that's what we're going to do. I'm not sure what he's going to want to do. He's actually just going to go straight for the Play Rough, and that's going to do a lot of damage. That's going to take us down to about a 30. Take some Life Orb damage. We go for the Moonblast in return, and unfortunately, it's not quite enough to take this thing out, so that sucks, as we do get some HP back with the leftovers. And it's definitely looking like we can't take another one of those. So I really do want to keep Florges around because it looks kind of useful, even though it's kind of weakened at this point. So we're in a little bit of a predicament right now. What do we want to come in with? I feel like we might have to sack the mouse hold off to get a clean switch right now. That might be the best option we have. So I think that's what we're going to have to do, unfortunately. So we're going to just switch back into mouse hold here and see where this goes. So there it is. And we take the Stealth Rock damage, unfortunately, as he goes for the Play Rough again. Unfortunately, he doesn't miss, and that's going to finish the mouse hold off, and that's going to knock us down to 5. So he is going to take some Life Orb damage there, which is nice. So now we do get the clean switch, which is really what we need. Now, what do we want to bring in here is the question to face this thing. Unfortunately, with the light screen up, we definitely can't take him out with priority, or the Reflect, rather. We could come in with the Gyarados. We could come in with the Mismagius. I think the Gyarados is probably the best option here, so that's what we're going to do. So we're going to come in with the Gyarados. We're going to get the Intimidate to lower this thing's attack, which is good. We need to take the Stealth Rock damage. So at this point, I think we could try to set up with the Gyarados at this point. That's an option. But I kind of don't want to take that chance at this point. He could very well switch. That's also another option. How do we want to play this? How do we want to play this? I think, you know what, at -1 I know we should be able to take an attack from this thing, so we're just going to go for it. We're going to go for the Dragon Dance. As he stays in, outspeeds us, Play Rough incoming, that's going to knock us down to about a 3rd HP, but we do survive. We go for the Dragon Dance in return, and that's going to go ahead and get us that +1 attack and speed increase, as we are going to regain some HP with the leftovers. So I think at +1 we should be outspeeding this thing. So I think this turn we're just going to go ahead and go straight for the Waterfall, as he's not going to want to stay in on that matchup, which is interesting. What's he going to switch into here? He's going to switch in with the Quagsire. So we go for the Waterfall. That's going to do not much to this thing, unfortunately, as we do take some Rocky Helmet damage. And then we are going to regain some HP with the leftovers here. So you know what? I think we really have to get rid of this Quagsire. That's kind of our goal at this point. So, if we Terrasilize, will an Earthquake be enough to take this thing out? That's the question. And I don't know the answer to that question, but we might have to try and find out. Or will a regular Earthquake take him out? Do I want to burn the Terra? That's what we're really looking at right now. I kind of don't want to burn the Terra. So you know what? We'll just go for the Earthquake. I don't want to burn the Terra just yet. So we know we outspeed. We go for the Earthquake. And it's not nearly enough to take this thing out. So it doesn't look like the Terra would have been enough to take this thing out either. He goes for the Toxic in return, which is really annoying. That's going to badly poison us and put us on a timer, obviously, as we are going to regain some HP with the leftovers. And we are going to take some poison damage here. So, the Reflect wears off this turn, so that's actually huge. So, with the Reflect being gone, we have a couple options here. He knows he can't take another Earthquake at this point if he stays in. So you know what? I think we're going to make a risk here, and we're going to try to Dragon Dance again. As he is going to switch out, so that's actually exactly what we wanted to see. And he's going to switch in with the Salamence. So he's going to come in with that. No Intimidate, so that means he's going to be Moxie for sure. We are going to get the next Dragon Dance to get us up to +2 attack and speed. And then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers, and then we're also going to take some poison damage. So now we really are committed to the Gyarados. We can't switch out. The light screen's over, which is nice. The only thing we can do here is hope he's not Scarf, which he probably is. But we have to just hope he's not, and we have to just stay in and go for the Ice Fang at +2, and we'll see what he wants to do here. That's really all we can do right now. So that's what we're going to do. And hope that he's not Scarf, because even at +2, I don't think we outspeed a Scarf, or we might, but we don't really have speed investment on the Gyarados, so it's going to be an interesting situation here. So he does outspeed us, so it reveals he is Scarf. He goes for the dual Wing Beat, he doesn't miss, and that takes us out. So that's a really unfortunate turn of events there. We're going to lose Gyarados there, and that's going to knock us down to 4, I should say. The only good thing about this is we are going to get the free switch, and we know for a fact that he's Choice Scarf because he outsped us at +2. So now we can come in with the Magnezone, and we do take the Stealth Rock damage, and because he terrestrialized the Quagsire, there is no more ground type, so we can freely go for a Choice Specs Volt Switch on this thing, as it's obviously not going to want to stay in on us. And he is, in fact, going to go ahead and switch in with the Espeon. Looks like his fodder at this point, as we get the Choice Specs Volt Switch. Gets a crit. Obviously doesn't matter at that point, because that will obviously finish off that Espeon and knock him down to 5, as we do get the Pivot. So the only bad thing about this is we are obviously going to have to show first on the switch in. So I think best course of action here is probably... What do we want to do? Well, how do we play this? How do we play this? I think it's probably going to be the Slither Wing. So we're going to go ahead and come in with that. And we are going to take the Stealth Rock damage. And like I said, the only bad news about this is now he's going to get a matchup on us. So what's he going to want to bring in to face the Slither Wing? It is going to be the Quagsire. So the question at this point is going to be, we know his full set. It's Toxic, Protect, Surf, and I forget the other move. But I believe we saw it. So I think Surf is his only attacking move. So are we going to outspeed this thing? And I kind of don't think we are. And he's probably going to recover. So there's not a lot we can do about that. I think the best course of action we have here is probably... I think it's probably just to go back into the Magnezone. So that's what we're going to do. Because he probably... I think the speeds are close. Even if we do outspeed, he looks pretty defensive, so I don't even think a close combat could take him out from that range. So we're going to go back into the Magnezone. We're going to take the Stealth Rock damage. He's just going to go for the Surf straight away, so that's interesting. That's going to take us down to a little above half. Now, at this point, I think our best option here is actually just to go for a Choice Specs. What do we want to go for? I think probably the Flash Cannon is the best option here. I think it would be enough to take him out from that range, so that's what we're going to do. He is not going to want to stay in on this matchup, so what's he going to switch in to take a Choice Specs Flash Cannon is the question. It is going to be the Mimikyu, so he's going to switch that in as fodder. We go for the Choice Specs Flash Cannon. That's going to finish the Mimikyu off from that range, obviously. That's going to knock him down to 4. So the only bad thing about that is now, of course, he is going to get a matchup on us once again. So what is he going to choose to bring in to face the Magnezone, as it looks like we're going to be pushing the edges of the timer here once again. So it is going to be the Haxorus. So that's obviously bad news. He comes in with that. Mold Breaker comes into play. Now, we're in a bad situation for the fact that he could easily have coverage for us, obviously. So I think, how do we play this? He could Dragon Dance, and we would be in real trouble if he did that, but I think we have no choice but to just switch to the Mismagius, because we do have immunities to both of the attacks he could go for that would be super effective against the Magnezone, so we have to make that play. Come in with the Mismagius, take the Stealth Rock damage. He does go for the Dragon Dance, so that's really unfortunate. That was definitely what I was afraid of there, as he does get those stat boosts. So that's bad news. That's really bad news. So we're going to have to sack something to this thing. I feel like we switch the Florges in as fodder at this point, and the timer is almost up, so that's really unfortunate. So we really only have one shot to take this thing, or to try and win or come close to this thing, is that's if we come in with the Florges, take the Stealth Rock damage. He is going to go for the Iron Head. That's obviously going to finish the Florges off, no questions asked. That's going to knock us down to 3. Now we only have one shot here, and that shot is to go ahead and come in with the Slither Wing. We're going to go ahead and Terrastalize into a Bug type. We do take the Stealth Rock damage. We pretty much only have one turn left in the game. Terrastalize into a Bug type and go for the first impressions. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So is Max Attack, Choice Band, Terra Boosted, First Impressions going to be enough to one-shot the Haxorus is the only question here. We're going to find out right now. So there it is, Terra Bug, Slither Wing as the timer runs out on us. And we go for the Choice Band, First Impressions. Is it enough to take the Haxorus out? Yes, it is enough. It is enough to knock the Haxorus out, knocking him down to 3 Pokemon. So we are tied up at 3 Pokemon apiece at this point as the timer is over. And so it's going to come down to whose Pokemon has more health. He comes in with the Salamence. Time is up at this point. So he's got the Quagsire, the Gengar, and the Salamence left. We have the Magnezone, the Mismagius, and the Slitherwing. So I think our Pokemon have higher health, actually, but not sure. But we're going to find out, obviously, because time is up. So time is up, and we lose. So I guess our Pokemon did not have more health left on them. So there you have it. So we are going to lose that one 3-3 to Viradu. But yeah, that was a really close match. Very competitive, very intense. Definitely could have gone either way. And we do take a technicality loss, unfortunately, there. But that is the way the game goes sometimes. Definitely got farther in this one, at least, than we did in the last one. But yeah, solid match all around, nonetheless. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. Also, this is going to be the last match that I post with this team. I did have a lot of fun using it, and it did work out pretty well for me. But, of course, as always, we are going to be putting it to the side, and starting up next time, we're going to have another brand new team for you guys. So, stay tuned for that. That's it, and we'll see you next time.